Last week we removed the socket from this Amiga 1500 to see what damage there really was. And today we're going to carry on and see how far the green death has actually spread across the board. So today it's going to be about checking continuity, chasing traces and seeing if we can get this board alive again. After a quick word about our sponsor, let's crack on. If, like me, you like building things, then make sure you pop along to PCBWay. They produce high quality custom PCBs perfect for replacement boards, prototypes or even your own retro products. So once you've got your project you want to build, all you got to do is simply click Add to Cart, which is this big green button on the right hand side. Once you've done that, you're presented with this new page here. Now it'll say here, we have detected 2-layer board at 45 by 51, etc. Depending on what board you got, obviously that changes. And as long as it says here 100% success, you're all good to go. Now there is a hyperlink at the top here for simple tutorial, which will give you some more information should you get lost. Now we do have some options we do need to set. The first one being, make sure you have the right country selected for your shipping costs, so you can make sure you're paying the right amount of postage to get it to your country. Now you got the quantity here, which is always set to 5, which is great because you've always got spares if things do actually go wrong on your build. Now also a couple of options down below which are worth looking at is here, which is your solder mask color and also your silk screen color. So your solder mask color is the color of the board, the silk screen color is the color of the words on the board. And last but not least, down the bottom here you can have assembly service if you want to get this board built. After you've done this, you click the button here, save to cart, it will then be processed. As you can see, the color of the boards is absolutely excellent and the quality is second to none. Great job PCBWay. So whether you're into repairing a retro classic or just building something brand new, PCBWay is the way to go. So check out the link down below. And on that note, let's crack on. So last week we started repairing this board. Still not 100% over this cold. I can't seem to shake it off, so apologies if sometimes I sound a bit hoarse. What we're going to do, it's absolutely freezing in the shed today. The snow's actually gone, which is good. We're going to try carry on repairing this board. I don't know whether it's going to get done today. I just thought I'd record as I go along. Now I have been looking at it a bit over the weekend. I started to clean this socket off here to get the green. Now most of the green has actually gone out of that socket now, so that's a bonus. But I did notice some other things and we're going to have a look at that today and just carry on cleaning up this board here before we go along and check the continuity. The plan is to build a battery adapter here for CR2032. Now I did get the boards from PCBWay, so big thanks for that. And I've also got a CPU socket board for here as well for the slot, so maybe we get one of them built today. But no promises, we're just going to crack on with this and see how far we get on. You can see here where we started with the CPU socket here. Now this is the top of the CPU socket. But as we go up here towards the fat lady, which in other words is Fat Agnes. Now look down Fat Lady there, can you see there is actually green corrosion in the Fat Lady socket here. You can see it down there, down here, and just around if you look. So we're going to have to pull the Fat Lady. But also if we go along here towards Gary, you can see he has got some slight green into his legs. Not too overly bad, but I think that's as far as the damage has spread. What we're going to look at first is this Fat Lady socket. Get the Fat Lady out, give it a clean. Also Gary as well. I do have a socket puller here. I actually hate taking these things out. They're never the easiest things to take out, are they? So we're just gonna, oh, it came out really easy. So this one is Gary's. I don't think it's actually damaged, it's just green. I won't know until I've tried to clean that up how bad it actually is. Now the Fat Lady's socket, you can see here, it's got some touch of green. It is okay, and it'll just need a jolly good clean out. So if you can see here, I've been cleaning this up and there is actually a pin missing here. Now if I turn it that way, can you see where it's missing? Missing here. So unfortunately this socket is going to have to be pulled, I think. Looking under here now, you can see where the actual corrosion has spread, like along this one here, this one here. So I've made the choice. I'm going to remove this Gary socket here because I don't like how green it is. I can't seem to clean it. I'm going to do what we did last time. I'm just going to snip the middle to make it easier to take it out. So I'm just going to snip these middle bits out. This weakens it quite a bit, just like so. And then we're just going to desolder it as we always desolder chips. I think to make this board reliable, we've got no choice but to take this Gary chip out. Now, I don't think we actually have any traces to repair on Gary by the looks of it, but we never know. Other than that, I think all the other ones are okay. There's a slight bit of green in here. I don't think it's too bad in the ROM chip. Let me have a look. Oh yes, it is. Actual ROM socket as well, if you can see, is knackered. You can probably see there, it's missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pins come out of the ROM socket. It's not ideal. So it looks like we're going to have to remove this one as well. We're just going to snip this and get this one removed as well. We might as well go full hog, aren't we? This is not going to be repaired, this video, guys. I'm sorry. It's taking longer than I thought it would. So it's turned into quite a bit of work, this has, with 1, 2, 3, 4 sockets removed. It's a Sunday morning. Unfortunately, I'm still not over this flu and it's actually hit me quite hard this morning. I'm actually aching all over the place. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to end this video this week. But before we go, I've got under the microscope. You can see the Agnes chip that we took off, or the fat lady, and you can see the wires we need to repair. There's this trace here, so that's 1. There's another one here, that's 2. There's another one here, that's 3, and then I think there's 5 in total. That's the main bit of work I've got to do next week on this board. There's 1 trace down on the ROM, which I did check. The CPU, believe it or not, seems okay, and Gary as well seems okay apart from the socket. It's basically 6 traces which are down on this board which we need to repair. So apologies for not staying behind. I just can't carry on. I'm just aching. It's horrible, this flu thing is. So if you're new here, then please hit the like button, and also if you haven't done already, then hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to check out my YouTube buddies down below, like Captain Commodore and 8-bit Retro Refix. Also, while you're here, big thanks to PCBWay for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to comment down below, even if it's hello. And on that note, I shall see you next time on Retro for You. See you soon, guys. Bye.